Hey everyone, it's Chris. I just popping in for a quick update. It's been a while. I'm not prepared. I don't have any of the pattern names with me, but if you check my Ravelry page profile, you'll find all the pattern names in there. But first, I did some watercolor playing. I did a stamp and watercolor both. It wasn't my favorite, but I don't recall if I showed this. This is a shawl that I did, another test pattern. And it's a very, very long wrap. I still have lots on the ends. So it started out in, it's cotton. I might have showed this because it's Hobie cotton. And so it started with a light pink 50-gram skein, went to this pink, then it moved to this pink, which went around the edge, and then went to the dark pink, medium dark pink, and then the dark pink, and then I ran out of color, so I went and bought the red. That was Barocco. This pattern that I showed before, this little shawl, is now, the pattern is now live on Ravelry by the designer. I want to say the name has floral in it, but if you look at my pictures, you'll see this one, and then it'll tell you the name of the pattern. So this I'm sending to a friend. That's Happy Mail. This is my first ever knit hat. I mean, you can tell. I didn't follow a pattern, I just kind of wung it. Here's my decreasing, which probably looks a little bonkers. And then clearly here I started one way and decided to switch to another, and then I did the same thing up here just to make it look right. Kind of looks like a cupcake. So if you want a cupcake hat, I think this is the way to do it. And then with the leftover yarn, this was one whole skein. I don't remember what it was, but this is it. I'm pretty sure I showed you this long triangular one. I think this pattern is close to being live. I love this one. That one turned out really nice. And you remember my Letty? I know, I can't think of the name of it. I think it was the Letty shawl. This was the original one I did. I have to say I like this yarn better. This was the Red Heart. It's a wrap, plain, and so it's all like the threads all together. It's not like 4 strands. This is the one I just completed. This is done in sea glass. So you can see at the bottom here, I had to start a new cake. This is the same Letty shawl done in sea glass, but this is It's a Wrap rainbow, so it's 4 strands, so there's less yardage in this, so it took me 2 skeins to do this one, and this one has more yardage, and I could do the whole one plus have leftover. I made this cute little towel following Bag a Day, Crystal Bag a Day crochet channel. I made this cute little towel that was going to a friend, and I have been playing with my watercolors and paints and stuff, and last night I was making a grocery tote bag because our state is banning plastic one-time use bags starting next year, and I know some of the grocery stores are going to start banning getting rid of them before that time frame. This is Lucifer. Can you hear her? That's Kit Kat. Kit, leave her alone. And so I was making a bag, but that's downstairs because I have to put the handle on it. And what we use for handle, have you seen those hoses outside, garden hoses that have the plastic tubing inside and then they have the canvas outside? Well, that is the same, canvas outside is pretty much the same as the webbing that you would buy to make handle straps with. So when the hose is kaput, we snip off the ends and we pull out the tube, and then we use that leftover piece as our handle. So we have some that are gray and they're flat and they're nice. They're perfect to use. But my mother got from my aunt one that was all kinked up and crinkly. And so I'm like, okay, even after I washed it, it was crinkly. So I'm like, okay, I have to iron it. So I tried ironing it last night. And surprise! You cannot iron that. It has like nylon or something in it. And it melts. And it makes your iron all yucky. My iron is like brand new. I've hardly used it since I bought it because my last one got gunked up and I was irritated when I hit this, but I think I got it cleaned off, so hopefully when I go down later it'll be clean. But so that is where I'm at. I just want to thank you all for coming back, and there I have a couple of new subscribers, and say thank you. It's a pleasure. And again, I've got some Happy Mail I've got to get ready. I've got 3 or 4 things together. Sorry, I got a cat freaking out below me here. I got 3 or 4 packages to go out to a couple people. I just want to tweak them a little and get a card made to put in them. And so that's taking me a little bit because I'm still trying to unpack my craft room. So I don't know where half my stuff is, so I'm kind of like hodgepodging it. And then I'm not happy with it. This is Kittler shaking the tray table that you're sitting on. Come on. Come on. Come here. This is Kit. He likes to torture Lucy. They look similar because they're both white and have black spots. He has short, thick, like rabbit-like fur, and she has very long fur. And she screams like you wouldn't believe if you just look at her. And for some reason, she's been sleeping under my bed lately. And in the middle of the night, somebody will go down and look at her, and she'll just start screaming in the middle of the night. And I'm like, oh, stop. So that's where I'm at. I did sign up for a couple of tests, so I'm not sure. The one tried to send it to me through Dropbox or something like that. And when I tried to do it, it says I have to pay monthly, and I'm like, I really don't want another thing I have to log into. So I asked her if she could just send me the pattern, and then I do it. That was for purse, I believe, and she says it's quick. And then the other pattern I think is nothing too time consuming, because I'm trying not to do any time consuming. Oh, actually the other one might be. It might be a shawl, because I said I would do it if she needed, and I think she said she did. But I'm trying not to commit to too much big stuff, because it's summertime. My mom's home, and we're working out in the yard. You saw my sidewalk we put down, and then from the sidewalk to the fence, where the fire pit was, we tore all that up. So we took up the pavers that were over there, and we took off all the grass, and we're going to extend the pavers from the sidewalk all the way over to the fence and then out a little bit. So then we'll have like a patio area, and we can have a table and chairs, the fire pit, and we won't be on the grass. So the best part is it should be less mosquitoes, because we live right next to the Genesee River. Sorry, I got cat fur on my nose. Right next to the Genesee River, and then at the end of our street, other end of the street, is a woods that's kind of swampy. So we have lots and lots of mosquitoes. So if we cannot be in the grass, we don't get as many mosquito bites. So, all right. Oh, I do have one more thing. It's another one of my Happy Mail things. This is using Lion Brand Ferris wheel. I made this cowl. And you can tell that is where I seamed it, because colors don't match, but just have a little bit of a lip there. But I thought this was really pretty. I didn't mind this yarn. I think Crystal from Bag of Day said she did not like it. I heard somebody say they didn't like it. I did not have a problem with it. I do believe I used a clover hook when I did it, so that might be the difference. I'm looking at it thinking, wow, it looked really out of whack there for a minute. So That's another happy mail thing I have to do. I don't like these envelopes. The mail guy at my work, I can mail postage and stuff through him and just pay them for it, which is wonderful. Instead of having to go to the post office to do it, I can just take it down to him. He can weigh it and he can tell me how much I owe him, and I can just pay him with cash or check, and then I'm good. I don't have to go to the post office. But he tells me he doesn't like those bags because they rip. So I do have some, not Mylar, but some rip-proof bags, big envelopes my husband brought home from work that they were getting rid of downstairs, and I just have to go find them. And then I can get this stuff packaged up and get it out. And I did go to Hobby Lobby a few days ago, and my yarn was on clearance, and I did buy, my budget was $100 was what I want to spend. Last year we went hog wild. I think we spent over $1,000 and probably had like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 worth of yarn. And I didn't want to do that this year. I was particular. I only wanted to get stuff I knew I wanted, and enough, I had enough where I can make a project. Other than the cheap, it was 74 cents last year. This year I think it was $1 something. Yarn that I can make hats for the needy. And when I was there, I found this cool fabric. Now, I'm torn because my niece is a yogi. She's a yoga instructor, and I'm thinking I can make her something out of it. But I really, really like it. And so I'm thinking I can make something for me out of it. So I'm kind of torn with it. It was a scrap, a remnant, so there wasn't any more of it. So I just love it. It just makes me happy. The yoga poses, the bright colors, the lotus flowers. It just makes me happy. Hello, Miss Lucy. This cat wants nothing to do with anybody. As soon as I got this chair, she sits on me all the time. All the time. Like if I'm on the chair, she's on top of me. Hi. That's a huge feat that I can pet her and she's not screaming. There she goes. But, all right, it's 12 minutes. I don't want to keep these long because it takes too long to upload, and I personally like smaller, shorter videos so I can get through them and not dragging on, and here I am dragging on. So thank you so much for coming and listening, and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to, I'd appreciate that. I thank you all very much, and I'm looking forward to getting my happy mail out to a couple of people, and then getting some more happy mail out to some more people that sent me their addresses. So it's fun trying to find things to send people, but it's also kind of hard because I don't want to send junk. I don't want to send something, not junk, but I just don't want to send something that they can't use. I want to make it useful. So, alrighty, I'm going to end this by showing you Miss Leia. She's a teeny tiny little cat. Her brother is much bigger than she is. Yes, I have 5 cats. So, alright, toodles.